Petey and I are in the car wash, getting our car wash clean. It was so dirty. So in a few seconds I will have a clean Mr. Petey and a clean car. Well, mostly clean. These things never quite get everything, but man, the car was so dirty, so happy to have this much clean. Hello. So, I am in Bodega Bay in California, north of San Francisco, and yeah, catastrophe. I was driving down the road and I stopped at a stop sign, and when I hit the gas to go, all of a sudden I heard this massive scraping noise. Turns out the frame on my camper broke. I came to a stop at the stop sign, and I just all of a sudden heard this massive scraping noise, and of course I immediately just stopped at the stop sign right here. Yeah, I'm at the stop sign. And I looked, and yeah, the frame on my camper is just totally broken right, basically it's under the door. Yeah, it's really frustrating. So one of the worst things is I thought I had Good Sam roadside assistance, and I had bought Good Sam this one, and it's definitely not roadside assistance, it's just Good Sam Club, and so that's kind of a bummer. I don't have the roadside assistance. I don't even know what this is. It's just a deluxe member thing. Yeah. So Petey and I now, I don't even know when they'll be able to fix my camper. It could take a week or 2 weeks or something, for someone just to get the time. I don't know. I'm just like really flustered and bummed out. I came to Bodega Bay to go camping this weekend, and so obviously there's no camping. And Petey, yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so I don't even have cell service here, so about the only cell service here is Verizon, and so a woman who works for State Parks stopped, and thankfully she just gave me free use of her phone for like a good 20 minutes or so while I was trying to call and get a tow. So I believe I have a tow on the way, but yeah, I don't know what I don't know what I'm going to be doing here for the next week or something, but alright. I'll definitely be keeping you updated as everything goes on. A guy just came by, a super nice guy, and he says he has a friend who welds. And so he took some pictures and is going to see if he could possibly weld it. I don't know if it'll pan out, but I am really thankful for the kindness of people. Yeah, it's just, you're in like this place where you're at everyone's mercy, so I'm just really thankful for any kind of help I can possibly get. It's kind of a tricky place here, so isn't it, Petey? It's kind of a bummer. So, cross my fingers. It's about 12:30, so here's what's happened so far. I'm still here. I broke down at like 9 a.m. this morning. I'm here at the stop sign at the Bay Flat Road and East Shore Road, I think is what they're called. And so I called, I got the number of a welder, a mobile welder. And so, yeah, this mobile welder is supposed to be able to come. The frame, I don't know, the frame, it looks kind of bad. It looks, it's stressful, it looks bad, but this guy says he could probably fix it, so we're gonna try and get my car fixed at the stop sign. So some guy just came by and pointed out that the other side of the frame is broken too. So now the frame is broken in two spots, which I'm sure is my fault, because once it broke, I was gonna back up. I thought maybe I could back up a little bit, and I think I just destroyed the frame even more. Now I'm like really worried. It's yeah, it's pretty bad. Here, I'll show it to you real quick. The other frame, the side of the frame, it's broke too. Yeah, maybe it's stupid, but honestly, I didn't even know that a frame could just break like that. It's just a complete break. It just snapped. So, yeah, hey, Mr. Petey. He's definitely not happy today either. He's not running on the beach like we were hoping. It's Bodega Bay, so there's a great beach here. And, yeah. So, how often do people's frames break? Yeah, I guess that's a forum question right there. Like, how do you inspect your frame, and how do you make sure your frame isn't going to break when you're just driving down the road like that? So, I don't know. I don't know. Everything is propped up and repair is about to begin. Just seeing the frame hanging off the body like that, it's crazy. It's kind of crazy. This right here is my vacation adventure. Woo, welcome to my adventure. Welcome to tiny camper life. This life could be yours for just the low cost of a casita. Or a tiny camper. So, is it too early to joke about this? I don't know. He's welded the frame back together, but he's putting a Band-Aid on, so he's putting a rather large piece of metal over the whole weld and then welding that onto the frame as well, making sure that, you know, it's extra stiff, extra support. But this is still a Band-Aid, he says. I need a more permanent fix, so I don't know when in the future I'll do that. Probably sooner than later. obviously I don't want the thing falling in half again, breaking in half. So yeah, we'll see. I'll cross my fingers.
Yeah, I come down here and buy crabs off the boat. I try to.
All right. So Petey and I are at Bodega Bay. Well, we've been at Bodega Bay all day, just with a broken camper. Our camper's no longer broken, and we are at a campsite. Although there were no first come first serves left, of course, they were all gone. Everything is reserved, being a big weekend. And so we had to take a handicap spot. So the thing with the handicap spot is you can only rent it for one night. And so tomorrow, if a handicapped person comes up, if they want that spot, then I have to move. Just bam, gone. Which I'm totally okay with. That's the way it is, and I completely understand. So so yeah, we're gonna try and hang out and camp. Yeah, what an adventure. Like, whose camper breaks in half? Like, when does that happen? And the guy's he taught me all sorts of stuff. So yeah, if you want to see what it looks like, I guess we can walk over real quick and I'll show you. Yeah, it is a beautiful evening. Oh my gosh. What do you think, Mr. Petey? It's pretty awesome, isn't it? It's a really nice evening. Dan is the man's name who fixed the camper. He was super awesome, and he was very fair about price, very fair. I can't recommend the guy enough, but here's what he said. So the frame is very cheaply built because most campers only last about 12 or 15 years and then they're scrapped and thrown away. My camper, of course, lasted way longer than the frame. So there's two tubes that are stitch welded together, he says. And what happens when those two tubes were stitch welded together, that moisture collects in between the tubes and weakens them. And that was the particular point where kind of the frame flexes. So that's why the frame broke right there where it did. So yeah. It all makes sense to me now. It's all great. He said this is a band-aid basically. So he welded the frame together and then he took these really thick pieces of metal. I think he said they were 3/8 of an inch thick. And so he took these really thick pieces of metal and then welded them to the side. And so the frame is actually stronger now than it was before it broke. Well, obviously it broke, but it's still a band-aid. I'll probably have to get it a more permanent fix done, which I'm sure I'm gonna have to get to. Yeah, it's really windy. I hope you can hear me. But here I am in the handicap spot. This is the spot. I'm hoping I can keep it for the weekend. That was the idea. If I had been here at 9 a.m., there were 2 spots open. I could have had those, but my camper broke in half. And that's life. That's how things shake out sometimes. But, oh my gosh, it could have been so much worse. You know, it could have it could have broke on Highway 1 when I was driving 50 miles an hour. And the camper could have like broke and completely flipped off and just gone off the road and flipped in a million pieces. It could have flew into oncoming traffic and hit other cars. The fact that it broke at a stop sign is a miracle. It's really just a miracle. So Petey and I are gonna have some dinner and we're gonna chill out. I got a beer and that's what we're doing.